start until the clock starts. We got one of the best officials, Rick McKinney, here, and here we go.
Here we go. Got Elijah Cortez out of Gilroy. He's in the green ankle band, taking on Joseph Toscano from Buchanan in the red.
We're starting at 126 pounds. We'll wrap around all the way down to 120s.
Gilroy wrestler with the first seed, first ranking. Toscano ranked number 3.
You know, Cortez only a sophomore. And I say that, why? Because Toscano's a freshman.
Crazy. This is 126, gentlemen. We didn't start at 106. 2 underclassmen here battling it out.
And Cortez, you know, last year as a freshman took 3rd. Being the first match out, you know, these guys aren't necessarily used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on where that coin flip is in the duels throughout the years.
They're feeling each other out. Kind of seeing what they can do to the other guy. A little Russian tie here from Toscano.
He's very explosive, and what I mean by that is he's got 2 different levels. He's got a sugar foot. He drops down to almost a drop knee position with both hands on the mat. He'll hit an explosive double leg from there.
And here he goes. Those fakes are powerful. He can get Cortez to move on those fakes. He can shoot on one of those. And I like what Toscano's doing here, just keeping center of the mat, keeping control. Eventually that leads to stalling calls going in the other direction. And I'm not surprised, coming from a Buchanan wrestler. They have some of the best mat awareness I've seen. And here, shot by Cortez. He gets into a crackdown position. Toscano trying to scoot around, and he's actually getting close. He's fairly behind Cortez, but Cortez still has his leg.
We got under 15 to go. He started out in a crotch lift, Toscano did, to clear his hips.
Cortez really trying to sneak behind, but I don't think Cortez is going to let him. Or Toscano, excuse me.
2 seconds to go. Good little scramble there by Cortez. He was in on a shot. A little bit of a boot scoot crotch lift by Toscano to clear the hips. No points, and we move to the second.
Choice for Cortez. He'll choose the bottom position.
She's a freak show champion, 2-time CIF champion, Masters champion, member of the 3D CIF team champions, member of the 2022 CIF skin team, 3rd place medalist, member of the 2020.
All right, now Toscano on top here. Gonna try to ride out, get the leg in, but Cortez good moving on bottom, just at the edges of the mat, so they'll go put back into the center.
You know, we got our mixer here, we got our clipping, and we see on our production side. But it's always great when your buddies send you a text and is like, hey, you're a little loud. So we turn down the mics. Give us a shout out. Somebody who's got our number, send us a text message.
Let us know if we sound bad. But here Cortez getting a little crab ride position. Toscano, excuse me, trying to get the leg right in.
But look at the defense from Cortez. Cortez is actually blocking that crab ride from coming over the top. He's got that bottom leg controlled on the instep.
Finally, he might be grabbing it over the laces, lifting that leg up and getting those hips out.
We get the stalemate. Still 0-0. A little bit of a quick bounce there by Cortez.
He knows he needs to get away here.
And there's the caution on Toscano.
Oh, interesting.
He said he rolled it.
Cortez up to his feet, fighting those hands. Toscano doing a good job, staying in control on top and just keeping enough. Nice mat return here by Toscano. Cortez doing a nice job, staying in a good base and trying to get up to his feet. And man, Toscano's doing a great job. A minute left here. We're still scoreless.
Both of them looked at the clock. They see it's exactly a minute to go in the second.
Cortez up to his feet again, back into a crab riding position for Toscano.
And he sets the legs from any position, Toscano does. He'll reach around with that left leg to come over the top. Oh, look what Cortez does. He stops that by overhooking that with his leg.
Wow.
We saw that earlier. And now he's going to change that grip with the offhand, try to come up with the claw. Trying to clear his hips out of the crab ride. But Toscano using the tight waist to climb his hips.
Excellent riding on top. Cortez really trying everything he can, but
25 to go.
Toscano's just very fluid on top. Cortez now 21 seconds left to get an escape here. Toscano going to try to ride out the rest of this period.
Those of you on the NFHS live stream, we're aware that the scoreboard's not there. We're going to get that fixed here. Might have to switch to some cloud graphics, but we'll get it working.
We got you guys. Still 0-0 score, 21 seconds left in the second period. We'll keep you guys posted on the score and the time. Cortez back up to his feet again. Toscano looking for a return. Almost a lock in hands there, it looked like. Nice mat return there by Toscano, and Cortez really trying his best, but no avail. 10 seconds left now in the second period. It looks like Toscano's just going to ride this one out.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, wow.
Toscano ultimately sets those legs from any position. He's in a crab ride. He comes up with a mat redrop, and as Cortez is coming up, he throws in one leg, throws in the second boot, clears the hips, puts Cortez back at his belly on the mat. We get a stalemate call there?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it out of bounds?
Stalemate. A little quick, but that's okay. And see Cortez right here with a couple seconds left. They give him the reversal. The time got stopped, so we need to figure out when time was out. And so, but it was a 2 reversal. And agreed upon by the ref. Wow. So that'll be 2 points for Cortez. No near fall.
So the official looked at the assistant, and the assistant immediately looked at the time tapper. The assistant's only job in this is to look at the clock. And the assistant told the official it was a good call. There was time on the clock.
Yeah.
You got the 2 reversal.
And you have to trust that. And I trust it because he's looking at the clock the entire time.
Again, we're aware that the scoreboard's not there.
Should be 2-0 for Cortez in the third period.
Unless they gave the second reversal again. They gave the 2 reversal and then the 2 reversal.
Oh.
We'll get confirmation on that from the scorer here in just a second.
But right here, Toscano in on a single leg. Nice whizzer by Cortez. Toscano trying to limp arm out, but Cortez familiar with that.
And I did get confirmation from the scorer that it was a 2 reversal and then another 2 reversal. Whether he called it early, doesn't matter. It's 2-2.
So now Cortez in on a shot, minute 30 left. Score says 2-1. I'm not sure.
We'll get it correct.
Yeah.
We'll figure out the next stoppage. They're going to let it roll.
Oh, yeah. Cortez in a nice shot. Great defense here from Toscano, though. Just laying on that whizzer.
And there's that whizzer ankle defense.
Wow.
You're seeing a lot more of that in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And he's right back on it.
And right on the edge of the mat.
The score is saying 2-1.
And I believe it's a third period. Correct?
Should be. We'll get it all figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, first match jitters for not knowing the scores.
And here on our feet. Toscano down by 1, 50 seconds left. We'll see if he can get going. He's, again, commanding the center of the mat. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a stalling call here, but short offense now and elbow control for Cortez, so he's not letting anything happen, but just kind of slamming Cortez's head right on the mat and trying to spin around. They get called out of bounds. 32 seconds left. Toscano's going to try to throw something together, take this lead here. Toscano again backing up Cortez to the edge of the mat. I wouldn't be surprised if we see stalling call here.
We do have it in the third period. 2-1. 17 to go.
Cortez now in on a shot. Coming underneath. He could just hang out here and win himself a state title.
Are they saying it's still the second period? Like, I'll be honest, I'm lost.
I'm lost too, a little bit. But that should be it. Isaiah Cortez.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Elijah Cortez from Gilroy, state champion as a sophomore at 126 pounds.
Sorry for the anticlimactic situation. The clock kind of got reset a little bit. Your champion at 126 pounds, a sophomore from Gilroy, Elijah Cortez.
Impressive win. And Toscano didn't make that easy at all. He was in that match the whole time.
Whether he missed weight or missed the weigh-ins. Here we go at 132 pounds. Daniel Cepeda, of Gilroy taking on Gavin Botter of Clovis North. Zepeda currently ranked number 2 in the state, the number 1 seed here. Gavin Botter, the 2 seed.
Ooh. Nice little transition there from Botter. Well, nice duck attempt by Botter there. These guys both look.
And that's that short duck you're seeing a lot of kids do now. It sets themselves up to stay in good position. They drop to that knee, drop to the hip, hit a duck. If it's there, they're able to attack that. And a high C single. Head on the inside. Zepeda puts the pressure on the knee, trying to cover that back ankle. And there's the 2.
Oh, and he just lets him go.
With a quick escape from Botter.
Another shot by Zepeda. These guys are going at it. Minute left here in the first. Botter has control of Zepeda's arm. Zepeda's elbow, excuse me. He could just trap him right there.
Coach Cormier asking for a short elbow. What he means by that is to get that hand on the chin. That way Botter can't control that elbow in that position. And he hits a duck of his own into a double leg, trips that back leg, gets to the edge of the cylinder, keeps his knees in bound, gets another takedown, and extends his lead to 4-1.
That is impressive. Cormier wants another one.
He flat out said, cut him, put him on his feet, I want another one. Literally, that was verbatim out of DC's mouth. I want another one. And there was zero hesitation from Zepeda.
Oh, yeah.
A drag. Still no points. Botter trying to face him with the hips, and a nice double leg to his back.
He can end it here. Zepeda can end it here, and I think he is. Botter's in big trouble. It's not looking good. Zepeda just needs to sink it in deep.
He took that single leg, switched off to the double, elevated it straight to his back. He gets the near fall, he gets the swipes, and he's up 9-2 with 5 seconds to go in the period. And he's staring right at the clock. He knows what time he's got. He's going to stay on the ride, and we're going to move to the second with a 7-point lead for Daniel Zepeda.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. The work he was doing on his feet right there was next level stuff.
And we got to take nothing away from Botter. He was on his back. He was motioning there. He's the one that got off his back to look and fight to the second period. Now he's going to take his turn on top. And Botter's a junior. He was up here last year at 126 pounds. He was 2-2. Well, I mean, so was Zepeda, too.
Zepeda's a sophomore, it says.
And there's the escape to go 10-2. And look at the motion on his feet.
Oh, wow. That's 2 Gilroy sophomores in a row.
And a straight double leg. He put that head directly on that hip, cleared that double leg, gets the takedown, and immediately looked at the official and said, I want him neutral.
He's putting on a clinic, folks. You should take notes here.
He's extremely dominant on his feet. Now he's in on a cross single.
Oh, and great work there from Botter, though. He almost had to go behind. Unable to quite finish.
Sometimes you call it the eyeball test. And right now, Zepeda's got it.
Oh,
He's
man.
bouncing that front headlock, asking for that short elbow. Here it is. You can see it here on the camera. Zepeda's got to clear that elbow back, or that hand back to the chin. And Botter recognizes his, controls that elbow. You almost saw him try to hit a little bit of an elbow pass there. The old hammer out position from the bottom.
Oh,
High
nice
C.
shot.
Gets that leg up, trapped in the inside. Crackdown. Look at that technique, Oren. He's not only got his hands clasped above the knee, he put his pressure and that head on that hip, gets the takedown, and a dominant performance on the feet for Zepeda.
Okay, I'm going to have to take a break after this match. I'm going to need him to give me a takedown clinic in the back. This is impressive. You don't see this very often in high school, let alone from a sophomore. The things this guy is doing on his feet and with his hand fighting is extremely impressive.
You know, it's that fact that iron sharpens iron. You got 3 guys. You got the twins, you got the Cortez brothers, now you got Zepeda.
Zepeda getting some blood cleaned out of his nose. He didn't want it, though. He wanted to keep going. But definitely, I agree. The guys he's wrestling in that room, and especially the other guys Daniel Cormier is bringing in around these guys is...
I mean, he's bringing in top-level guys.
I mean, it's obvious. We used to see Chase Aldate rolling around with Khabib.
And
now Saldate's crushing it at Michigan State. Shout out to the satellite. Hopefully All-Americans this year. Would love to see that.
Go Blue. Michigan boy over here. And Zepeda goes to work on that half in the bar. Or is it a wing? I can't see it. It's a wing.
Oh, it is. Wing half, he's looking to run it on the wing side, but Potter doing a good job here defending.
You know, we're going to give the praise on that, and Gavin's doing a great job. He's being thoroughly dominated here with 1 period left to go. But Daniel Cepeda looking to become a state champion, looking to match his teammate.
Potter's going to choose Topper on his feet, I can only imagine.
And we got lots of blood all over the place here. Blood on the singlet, blood in the hair.
14-3 lead here for Cepeda.
And he's back on his feet where he loves to be.
Another nice shot from Cepeda, comes underneath the Iranian. Letting it come from behind. Gets into a single leg position. Good whizzer there by
Look at it.
Look,
another kid going from a normal deep whizzer to grabbing your own ankle. And now he's actually going for the gator roll here. But he can't put himself back in jeopardy.
Cepeda still looking like he's in control. Got that single leg. Potter looking for another roll. Gives up his ankle, Cepeda does.
But there's no danger here for Potter. We're in the neutral position. It's not that college rule yet where you put yourself in danger.
That's when it gets scary.
And a good job by the official not to call the stalemate. As I say it, you know, I mean, they're moving. Their action was continuing. Yes. You know, the guy next to me here, the camera guy, we worked the semis, we worked the quarters, and every time I said that, they blew the whistle.
Man, I got to go to Vegas with those kind of odds. And here's Cepeda looking to get another takedown to extend his lead. He gets it. Now 16-3, 13-point lead. We're looking for a technical fall here. A minute left. Cepeda lets him go.
A purely dominant performance. In on a double leg, cuts the corner. Still no takedown here. Still no control. Potter doing a great job, and then breaks the lock, and there's another 2 points, and now we're at 18-4. One last takedown here to get the tag.
This seals the deal right here with 38 seconds left.
And he's on a single leg, cracks it back, and he gets the takedown. With a technical fall, your winner at 132 pounds, the sophomore out of Gilroy High School, Daniel Cepeda.
With such an impressive match. 2 sophomore champs in a row out of Gilroy. Daniel Cepeda's going places, folks. But so is Potter. He put up quite the fight, quite the tournament.
You know, they came close. They had a phenomenal semis. They cut that. They were down pretty far, and they got those 3 guys in the finals. They closed the gap on Poway in the team race. It's going to be a show. It really is.
Dude, that kid is good. I'm impressed.
Well, with the twins and him both being that sophomore class, or all 3 of them being the sophomore, they're going to make a deep run, possibly a team title here in the next. I mean, hard to outseed.
I mean, I'm surprised they're not in second, but man, Poway has.
They've had a good tournament now.
Quite the showing.
The crazy part about Poway is Navita. You know, Navita being the number 2 seeded ranked guy, and unfortunately didn't even place. He went 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if he holds his seeds true, now we've got a really tighter race for the first place match, or for the first place team.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. Here we go, Brock.
Here's a fun one.
You know, last year wins the state title. And here comes Dario Lemus.
So here we go, Mantanona in the red ankle band, Lemus in the green. State finals at 138 pounds. Here we go.
Again, another 1-2 matchup. Mantanona, the 1 seed, practically can score from anywhere. And a quick takedown by Lemus. And an escape. Good confidence there by Lemus. Yeah. You know, coming out, returning state champ, takes him down within the first 30 seconds, within the first 20 seconds. Gives up the escape. They're ranked number 1 and 2 in the state. They do have a head-to-head here. They wrestled at the Doc B. Mantanona beat him 12-7.
Wow, Cepeda's in another shot. Scrambling here is Mantanona.
Lemus
on the edge of the mat. Lemus still in on that shot. On the edge, almost grabs the other ankle. Oh, he had it for a moment. Mantanona reacts in time.
You see the split leg defense here.
Wow.
Mantanona sitting on that back heel, waiting for it. That's technique that's taught in the room.
Yep.
It's a split leg defense. Lemus has to control that back foot. He's got the hip, but not the foot.
And he doesn't have him on his hip yet, but now he almost has the foot, not quite. Oh, and Mantanona dives in for the ankle, and they're out of bounds.
What a scramble by Brock. He's in a split leg defense. Reminds me of the old school Bakersfield, the Bakersfield clan that taught that.
Oh, yeah. And here Mantanona on a knee, 30 seconds left. Mantanona trailing by 1, 22 seconds left here in the first. Lemus doing a great job kind of locating Mantanona, keeping him at bay and getting in when he needs to get in.
You know, both of these guys have the experience of being in the state finals. You know, obviously last year with Lemus taking second and Mantanona winning it, they were at two different weights. You know, Mantanona was at 26s and Lemus was at 32s. There's no nerves. Well, I mean, there might be, but they've been here before.
And here Mantanona gets choice in the second. He'll choose bottom.
And the crazy part is they're both going out to get in the Big Tens.
Yeah.
You know, Lemus committed. He's going to be going out to Maryland. And Mantanona, you know, I got a little special place in my heart because he's going to Michigan.
What a team to join over there. So escape for Mantanona, ties the match up, but Lemus in on another shot.
And Brock Mantanona can score from any position. He's got a little bit of funk to him, but Lemus going backwards, getting pressure on him.
And this is the Clovis, the Buchanan, the special training they get, that they are so smart on the mat and game plan for everything. Lemus is executing this game plan perfectly, it seems. And a minute 20 here left in the second period. Rostam knotted at 2 in a wild little scramble that Lemus looks like he could come on top here.
Mantanona still has that ankle. Oh, watch that knee. Ah, and there's the, and Tierpelli is livid.
Livid is an understatement.
And so is Schaefer. You know, the two head coaches at Clovis.
So I would think, would that be like a penalty point, trying to avoid a takedown to like bring the anything against the joint?
No, you know, if it's a greasers and it's, I'm not sure it's going to be rule and illegal by application.
Yeah.
Maybe illegal by pressure. But in that particular case, Mantanona trying to save him from giving up the takedown. But the knee wasn't necessarily...
It wasn't egregious. You're right about that.
Yeah.
50 seconds left here.
But Clovis coaches, I mean, Schaefer and Tierpelli just jumped up to the feet. Nice little elbow slide into a Merkel.
Slick. He needs to get that leg hooked. And they're out of bounds.
And the whistle blows.
Lemus is really taking it to Mantanona here.
You know, I mean, the score's 2-2, but he's doing really well on his feet.
Getting in on shots, creating scrambles, making it tough for Mantanona to get his offense even going.
You know, I remember back in 2020, you know, pre-COVID, right before we shut down, and watching Lemus take fifth here at 113 pounds. Unbelievable confidence on his feet. Stays square at all times.
15 seconds left here in the second period. Mantanona looking for a little action. Lemus in on his own shot.
And there's that funk. There's that boot scoot. And there's the 2. That's a great call. Mantanona had the crotch, tried to lift it, and he sees it.
And he realized it too.
He really did. As soon as he tried that crotch lift and that hand lock and that lock slipped, he let it go and he's like, I got to give up the takedown. Lemus having a conversation with Tierpelli. He's taking him down twice.
Wow. I like that choice. That's a very smart choice. Mantanona's got some work to do, down 2-4. Beginning of the third.
Well, everybody knows what Brock can do on top. He's so long. He hits those cradles. He's got that little wing from the position, and now he's in on a shot. Lemus stuffs it off in a reshot. Single, double, single. Got it locked, and he gets another takedown to go 6-2. And the returning state champ
down by 4.
Trouble here.
Wow, with a minute 35, down by 4. looks a little defeated, but Brock's always in it. You can never count that man out. Now down by 3, minute 23 left.
And here's the wrestling IQ. Brock looked at the clock, saw that he had a minute and a half to go, and Lemus just said, I don't care about the clock, I'm going to get back in on another shot.
Lemus is wrestling the smartest match right now.
Really is, and you see Brock, and that's going to be 2. He covered that far ankle.
He did.
The referee waved it off.
He did. I wonder why.
And we're back at the end of the first period. Same situation in that split leg series.
And seconds right now under a minute. Here in this third, Lemus looking to make an upset.
The referee's going to
discussing
confer.
it.
Referee's going to confer.
Nothing,
And the assistant verbatim said, I like the call, meaning that they stepped out of bounds before it.
Down by 3 is Mantanona. Lemus going to try to hold on to this lead here. Mantanona, now he's looking for his shot, in on a single leg. Defense here by Lemus. They're scrambling.
And a kick to the face from Lemus.
Mantanona just eats it up.
But time's a ticking. It's a very smart move by Mantanona there. He
32
peeked back at the
seconds
clock. He saw that there was 30 seconds, and he slid that knee out of bounds so they can get a fresh start, so time didn't waste. Very, very smart by Mantanona.
30 seconds. 3-point lead for Lemus. On another shot.
He's going to need 2 takedowns here. Dario Lemus, the 2 seed, said, you beat me early in the year, 12-7. I'm going to learn. I'm going to watch film. And he's down to 15 seconds.
We are 13 seconds away from a major upset.
They're going to put it back to 15. They're going to put it back to 15. Lemus does not have a stall call, and he's going to stay square, and he's going to circle in. 10 to go. 7 to go. And you can see the look on Montanona's face. The Clovis coach is pointing up to their fans. Montanona's trying to dig an underhook.
Last 5 seconds.
And that's going to do it.
Dario Lemus does it with the upset. The senior from Clovis, the second ranked, beats number 1 and is your state champ at 138 pounds.
What a phenomenal match. He took it to him on his feet. He got multiple takedowns. He negated his offense. Montanona has the offense to score from anywhere, and he said, I'm going to negate it by getting in on a double leg, getting in on a single leg, and controlled the match. Your champion at 138 pounds, Dario Lemus.
Man, the game plan they had going into that was perfect. Unbelievable.
You live streamers on NFHS, you get the bonus call. Why? You can hear us in between matches, and we're looking over, and look at Adam Tierpelli. He is so happy. He said, Lemus, I'm taking off your anklets, and I'm going to do it for you because you are another Clovis State champion.
Wow.
And then we go into another returning state champion.
Here we go. We got Laird Root from Poway. And here we go, Laird Root from Poway in the green. He's taking on Miguel Estrada in the red, 145 pounds. Miguel Estrada, returning state champ from Frontier High School. But currently, Laird Root, the #1 ranked wrestler in the state. And so we'll see, Estrada is the overtime monster. So we'll see if he brings this into another overtime victory for himself.
He had another one in the semis.
Yeah.
You know, he had a 3-1 lead right before the end. And then Barbosa took it to him, tied it up with 1 second left on the clock.
Shot by Estrada, reshot by Root. Both guys feeling each other out here. Laird Root, returning state placer, took 3rd last year. Both juniors.
Both these guys actually, they wrestled earlier in the year. They were at Temecula's battle for the belt. And Laird Root beat Estrada, beat him 4-3.
Good defense here by Root, but man, Estrada had him almost dead to rights right there with that high-seated double. 48 seconds left here in the first. We're still scoreless.
And since that win at Battle for the Belt, Root took, Root had a great tournament. He beat Guffey in the semis, and then came back and and beats a returning state champion in Estrada, 4-3. Again, being on the call for that in that small little gym at Temecula, it's my hometown, it's my home school, but just an amazing atmosphere to have that and see that. And Root's not stopped.
No,
he's had a phenomenal second half to the season.
Oh yeah, he's kept that momentum going, kept his top ranking the entire rest of the year.
He had that little hiccup at the Doc B. He went out, he went to Reno TOC, he took second, he made the finals. Then he had that little hiccup before, right after Christmas. Took fourth at the Doc B, came back, he won Battle for the Belt, he won the divisions down in San Diego, he won the Masters, and now he's here in the state finals as the #1 seed.
And we're scoreless going here into the second. Root gets first choice, so he'll choose the bottom position. And I'm interested to see when Root gets into the top position because that kid is a monster leg rider on top.
And it's Poway. It's Poway running the bars and wings.
That's what they do.
We let that play out a little bit because we both know Root very well, and we see what he does there. He didn't clear the hips to get the escape. As he cleared the hips, he was in on a shot. He was in on a double leg. Cleared that hip from Estrada, and now he takes a 1-point lead. And for the overtime monster, the ultimate tiebreaker, first point scored.
Yeah. Minute 30 left here in the second. Still have yet to see a takedown on our feet. But I feel one coming here in the second period. So you got both wrestlers vying for inside control. Underhook and shot for Estrada. It shoots right into the head of Root.
Again, we talked about it in an earlier match. It's fun to travel the state and to see these kids and get to know their coaches. You're very familiar with Poway living down in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very familiar with Coach Myers, down being in Temecula and seeing him for all these years. But, one Brian to the other Brian, the head coach at Frontier. We talk about it throughout the state, and there's the stall call en route. I'm not sure why that there. His back's to the center of the mat. He stayed square.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, maybe it's a situation where the referee's like, hey, no one's wrestling. I'm going to award, not necessarily penalize one guy, but wanted to reward one guy.
Yes.
And he rewards Estrada by giving the stall call against Root.
So 20 seconds left here in the second. Still have seen no score on our feet.
Well, you talked about going to Vegas earlier. Well, you said you bet that you were going to see a takedown here in the second. Oh, wait, you've got a shot here with 5 seconds left. Estrada's in on a shot. And no takedown, defended well by Root.
Well, serves me right. That's how the rest of my betting normally goes.
Well, the irony is that we all know that you moved to Vegas, and we brought you back out here for the finals.
And I appreciate that. I love being out here for the California State Tournament. And I'll say it, best state tournament in the country.
There's the escape. We're all nodded at one. I look around and I see the crowd, here in Southern California, as Root's in on a single leg. I'll finish the story later.
Oh, Estrada with some good defense. Nothing yet for Root. Estrada battling in the edge of the map, but his leg's right there. Root could
Stepped out of bounds. Root's foot stepped out over the line.
Wow, and I thought Estrada kind of almost had him on a little counter there, but minute 25 left here.
Back to the crowd that I'm talking about. It's a great crowd. And the reason why I'm talking about that is the storms that have hit here in Southern California. The blizzard coming through and the two major highways, the 5 and the 58 to get here have been closed. I mean, I know you guys had an interesting road getting here, but the Southern California is tough to get over the Grapevine, get up here into Bakersfield. And the crowd is just jam-packed.
It's awesome. And I'll tell you, I drove through that blizzard. It was not easy. I did not think I was going to make it, not because of the blizzard. I thought my wife was going to kill me. But we made it here safe.
And now, enough of us talking about blizzards. We're talking about Laird Root, Miguel Estrada.
40 seconds left here in the third. We're still knotted at 1. Root keeping mat control here, which is good. 30 seconds left.
You kind of set it up in the beginning. The overtime monster from Estrada.
Well, I was talking with his coaches earlier, and I was like, dude, this guy's an overtime monster. Because we were saying last year in the semifinals overtime, this year semifinals overtime. I think last year finals is overtime. And here, 15 seconds left. If no one gets it going, we'll have a repeat performance.
Under 10 to go. Oh, a little bit of a trip.
Wow. Root doesn't capitalize and could have finished them out right there.
Yeah, but you kind of saw Root lose his footing as well a little bit. And here we go.
Overtime.
First points wins in overtime.
Laird Root, Miguel Estrada. Who will be the state champion at 145 pounds? Takedown wins it. Shot by Root.
Little arm drag by Estrada.
Another shot by Root on the edge of the mat.
35 to go.
Nice shot here by Root. Actually gets in on a deep shot, deep high crotch. Looking to come up to his feet to a double leg. He's running it. Watch out on the body. Not quite. Estrada does a great job defending right there. 23 seconds left in this overtime period.
Didn't mean to talk over there. The crowd recognized that. It was a deep shot by Root. Defended so well by Estrada.
15 seconds.
Root takes a peek to the clock. Sees he's going to stay square in defense. And we're going to go to the 30-30. 5 seconds. Well, I said that last time in semis, and there was a takedown. And the overtime monster is going to go to the double overtime.
Wow.
Again, we're going to wrestle the entire 30 seconds. It's not first point wins. Estrada's going to get the coin flip.
First tiebreaker.
Can we see back-to-back state champions be taken out?
That'd be interesting. Here we go. Root's gonna work really hard to ride here. Man, Estrada makes it so tough.
Locking hands.
That was locking hands.
We got it over here. We got the call.
That was locking hands.
They blow the whistle. It is a locking hands call. Why? He's in the top position on the double leg, and he locked his hands. Coach Meyer's going to ask if they were in a neutral position. Well, not necessarily a neutral position, but a standing position.
Yeah.
That call was initiated by the assistant, and that's their job.
Yes.
Call the locking hands, watch the clock.
It's unfortunate for Root, but I think it was a good call.
It's going to be right in front of us. So Coach Myers is asking the official to ask the assistant for reaction time. They're going to ask if there was a little bit of reaction time on that.
I got to say, Coach Myers is such a professional, and I'll compliment him later. But what a
so
great
no
call.
avail. The locking hands stall. The locking hands call stands. This will be big for Estrada to get.
Ooh, excellent mat return by Root. 8 seconds left in his ride out, and it's like Estrada got an escape, but Root did a great job for at least riding him out to not give up the extra point.
You're right. It's like that Estrada got the escape with the penalty point. Now it's Root turn on the bottom.
And Root scored first.
He did.
So if he gets away here and there's no score, he'll get to go bottom again.
Again, we're not in sudden victory here.
Not
you
yet.
have to wrestle the entire 30 seconds. Estrada trying to use that tight waist. Root, a one-on-one. Switches down to the single leg, and there's the escape.
Frontier coaches want a bit of a challenge on that, but it looked to me like Root was out.
2-2, 15. Estrada's coaches are asking Estrada to get a takedown here. Under 10 to go.
Needs it.
Root scores first. He's in on a high C single. Switches off to the double leg. With a lift, and he gets the takedown. With 2 seconds left on the clock. Your returning state champion. He gets the takedown. A 2-time California state champion. Your winner at 145 pounds, Miguel Estrada.
Unbelievable. 4 seconds left. This kid gets a takedown.
The overtime monster. A deep high C single leg. Switch
the overtime monster.
And we're getting claps from the Frontier coaches in pandemonium.
Impressive. I mean, we were going to go to the ultimate tiebreaker, And Estrada was going to have to be on top, and he gets it done. His coaches said he needed a takedown, and he got it done.
I did it in the semis. I basically said, hey, we're gonna go to the winner
again.
And then in this case, hey, we're gonna go to the tiebreaker.
Oh
my hand is stinging. Brian, the head coach at Frontier, came up to the table, and he didn't care who we were. He's high-fiving Oren. He's high-fiving me.
That's my former teammate from Cal State Bakersfield as well.
He's been phenomenal. It's been such a pleasure to get to know him.
Wow.
Oh, my
Credit to Laird Root Wrestling, a great match, but man, Miguel Estrada, earned yourself another state title.
That, we had said earlier that I'm going to go back and watch the girls. That's the first thing that I always do, to watch the girls. I'm going to go back and watch that match just to relive it one more time before I watch the girls when I get home on Sunday. Wow.
That was unreal.
Wow.
That was unreal.
And then you live streamers on NFHS. Here it comes. Guffey, Montanona.
I'm excited for this one. Bowman. So here we go, red ankle band. Bo Mantanona, your #1 seed out of Palm Desert. He's taking on Colin Guffey from Granite Hills, who's in on a shot in the green ankle band. Guffey representing for the San Diego section. It's been tough all year at 152 pounds. Coming up with the Iranian here, trying to get Mantanona to his hip. He's trying to make 2 for 2 for the Mantanona brothers, losing in the finals. But Bo's going to have something else to say about that. Good scramble here by Bo.
No points here. Still got that leg on the far side, even though the crotch lift's there. And there's the stalemate. The last time we saw Bo on this match, or on this mat, that was that heartbreaker against Joffrey last year. And we didn't know what to do. We were sitting here calling this. I remember sitting next to you watching it. And finally, they turn the lights on.
They said it's over.
Referee gives the 2 points and then negates it. And the rule is that they can't put time back on the clock. And then Cormier, Cormier posts that on his Instagram feed. And our call, we're hearing it. Millions of people across the United States listen to us yahoos call the state finals. And then Bo's done work. He's put it behind him. He's gone out. He's been to that Who's #1. Again, another Michigan commit with his brother.
These brothers are impressive. They can lose a state final here or there. It doesn't matter to me. They're going to make some crazy noise in college, just like the oldest brother at Oklahoma.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nationally ranked a few times. Really fun to watch. And here Guffey in another shot, now switching off to a double leg. Mantanona going to try to get a little scramble going here. And he's a little bit in control, but I don't think he's going to capitalize on it to score. Just doesn't get scored on, and now 6 seconds left here in the first period. We're going to end it scoreless.
We have a head-to-head here. They wrestled at the Dock B. Montanona caught him in a fall, hit him in the third period. Very familiar with each other. Again, Bo's a 3-time state place winner. We had that COVID year in there. That was his sophomore year. He placed 3rd as a freshman. Last year, state finalist. Guffey took 5th last year at 132 pounds. We had mentioned the college commitment for Montanona going out to Michigan in the Big Tens. Well, Guffey's going to stay local. He's going to be a Pac-12 guy, go up to Palo Alto and wrestle in Stanford.
Go Trees.
Oh, Assassin! Assassin, he's got it!
Oh, and they're counting near fall.
Montanona hit an Assassin.
Guffey's in trouble here. Oh,
but Guffey gets out of it.
Wow.
We're going to get the near fall.
Now he's in on his own offense. Looking to try to get his own score here. Is Guffey, Mantanona on top? Really difficult in this position.
I can't believe Guffey got out of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen it in a high school match. We've seen it at the college match.
Yep.
You see the Iowa State kids do it. but to see it here in a state finals, he was very loose, comes over, locks up the assassin, takes his back, but he only got 2 near fall out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't tight enough, or Guffey just did a great job seeing it, recognizing it, hitting the roll through.
Here, Guffey on bottom trying to get away. Minute left here in the second.
Knee on the inside leg ride. Near side cradle possibly here with the Iowa. Again, Montanone is extremely long, but Guffey as well.
Yeah, they're both, I was just about to say, both the same length, same height. I think they're both 6'12", it looks like from here. 45 seconds left here in the second period.
You said 6'12".
I could hear you guys
That's
laughing at
phenomenal.
home. Don't try to hide it. Yeah, Montanone is so tough on top.
He scores here from multiple positions. He's got that cross late like a vine ride.
When now Guffey getting Montanone in on a single leg, trying to get away here.
Look at Montanone put the pressure on the knee though with his head.
Yes, kicking out. So I was going to say, if you're in this position, you need to kick out. For any young wrestlers watching, if you're on bottom and the guy starts working on your legs, kick out as hard as you can. He'll either get a stalling call or you're going to get away.
And in this case, they worked towards the edge of the cylinder. Guffey did not get the escape.
Did not.
He's still down by 2.
20 seconds left here in the second period.
And here comes that vine ride. He scores here with a leg cradle. He scores with a banana split. He'll run a guillotine. He'll actually run that little bit of a, that cross tilt with the elbow in the back.
And Guffey doing a great job defending the legs. Just hard to get off on bottom. Montanone is just a spider. So now Montanone's choice. He'll choose the bottom position. Guffey going to be looking to turn here. Try to eliminate his 2-point deficit and looking for a roll through tilt right here. Montanone did a great job in stopping that. Minute 40. Montanone is still holding on his 2-point lead. Wouldn't doubt we get a stalling call on him here. Not doing much on the bottom. Potentially dangerous call on that arm.
You know, when we do our homework for these matches, we sit there and we have a little bit of a conversation beforehand, and we just look at the credentials. We look at the national titles. We look at the folk style, the freestyle. Like, it's a spreadsheet. We're literally looking at it right now. You know, Michael Cho does an amazing job on the California Wrestler on those rankings and putting in all that data information.
It is incredible. I would love to see any other state anywhere to have this kind of system set in place. Michael Cho, you're an absolute savage for what you do for the state of California.
And, you know, the kids recognize it. My point being here is they're going to be able to see each other across the United States, and there's the stall call on Montanone, and he takes a peek back to the clock, sees he's got 55, and he hits a hip heist over. Again, the Montanone brothers can score from any position. Guffey doing a good job keeping his wrist in there. Montanone trying to come out the back. Sees the clock. It's right in front of him. He's got to clear that left hand over the top. That's the right hand. My apologies. Now he's going to turn into him here. That's not pressure on the knee.
Ooh.
That's perfectly legal.
Yeah. Gives me PTSD from my knee surgeries.
But look at Guffey. Maybe we should call him Gumby.
Gumby?
Like, that knee was out to the side. He cleared his wrist. He cleared his hands.
So 20 seconds left. Guffey's still on top. Still down by 2. What do you do here? You got to go for broke somewhere.
You can't.
And against the #1 guy in the state.
You can't give him the escape because then the takedown's null and void, right? And with 20 seconds, you need 2. He's going to try to turn him here. Spiral, step in for the leg ride.
13 seconds left. Guffey working hard on top here.
You know, he ended his last season with heartbreak here on this mat. He peeks a look at the clock, and he takes that heartbreak, and he uses it as a tool, and he gets his state title. You can see the emotion on his face. He's crying. He's looking at his dad. He's looking at his brother. He's got that state title. Your champion at 152 pounds from Palm Desert, the senior, the Michigan commit, Bo Montanone.
Finally gets it done. After that heartbreak last year, it is cool to see And Guffey wrestled a hell of a match.
And this embracement with his father. His father's got emotional.
And his brother. How cool.
What a great family moment there. And I don't see, last year we saw Brock come on out. Well, they flop titles. Brock wins it last year. Bo loses in the finals.
Very interesting.
And now the flop on this side. That family. Heartbreak. And happiness at the same time.
All of it. Those boys are going to be fun to watch in college.
Bo Montanona being the senior, gets his state title. His brother got it last year as a sophomore. He loses it here as a junior. We're rolling. Should I make you look good?
Oh, we got some good referees on this mat coming up.
Two of the best in the game, Randy Hartman. I'm not sure which one's on their whistle. Mike Perez.
Mike Perez did the Alex Cisneros, Nico Villarreal match back in the day. The historical headlock in the last 10 seconds.
The Gator Roll, Chancellor, whatever you want to call it. I literally was standing in that suite right there.
Yeah, I was on the opposite side.
I was too. I was in section 103. It was on the opposite side. And I stood up. I'm clapping. A 4-time state champ. And then Nico just, wha-bam!
One of the biggest moments I've ever seen in person.
I totally agree. One of the biggest California moments.
Here we go, 160 pounds, Nico Ruiz, St. John Bosco in the red, taking on Angelo Posado from Poway in the green. Posado, a sophomore, Ruiz, a senior. Ruiz, our returning state champion, an Arizona State commit, has been very impressive, not only this year, but his entire career.
He's been in a lot of finals, man. He was in the junior national finals. He was in the Super 32 finals.
And here we have Posada on a shot. Some offense of his own. Here against Nico. In on a single leg now. Nico with the whizzer, but Posada coming back up to his feet.
Oh! Look at that pick.
Nico picks him to his own offense, and he scores first. Ruiz goes on the board first.
He was on his butt.
Wow.
He cleared that right foot. And when he cleared that right foot, he picked that ankle, gets his own offense, and goes up 2-0. Oh, and now he's got him deep with that arm bar. A cow catcher getting near fall towards the edge of the cylinder.
Posada's in trouble here.
Nico stepping over. He's got 3 swipes. He's got 5 swipes. He's got 3. Got 3 in the bank.
40 seconds left.
Clears that hips, digs that knee underneath, and he gets the fall.
And he does it. Your state champ, Nico Ruiz from St. John Bosco, 2-time.
The Arizona State commit, the Pac-12, Nico Ruiz, your state champion, your 2-time California state champion.
Hope Zeke Jones is watching that happily. You got another strong one from St. John Bosco coming.
And that all started with that pick. He was in trouble. He sat to his butt. He reached out, picked that far ankle, gets the takedown himself, wings it up, kind of the cow catcher, but he really ran the wing first.
I'm not sure who's in the running for champion of champions, but I feel like he's got to be up there.
Well, I mean, we still got a ways to go.
That was impressive.
We're going to see an undefeated wrestler come here soon at the heavyweights, and I'm just going to stop. We'll get there and we'll talk about it when we get to Herrera. And here comes the match I've been looking forward to. I think this is a evenly matched Luke Condon, Sloan Swan.
This is a feature matchup for sure. Now, this didn't happen at the Poway duel, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. They kind of separated themselves in the duel. Sloan Swan didn't wrestle him.
So now we finally get this match. I am very excited. Luke Condon, #1 out of Poway. Sloan Swan, #2 out of Buchanan.
And it was such a tight match at the Doc B. It was a 2-1 decision for Condon. That's obviously why he's the 1 seed. But to see the styles very similar, I would say Sloan Swan's a little bit more funky.
Just getting a little.
As I say it, I'm hearing the house people talk about it. You know, being there at the Doc B and being able to call that and call that match and that final. It's just, you know, I'm a loss for words. I can't wait to see this rematch.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Luke Condon in the green ankle band from Poway taking on Sloan Swan in the red ankle band from Buchanan. Number 1 versus number 2 at 170 pounds.
And we see the commitments already. You know, we see the senior Luke Condon going out to Big Ten country. He's in on a single leg, and he hits that crackdown. But a switch attempt by Sloan Swan. I told you he's a little bit more funky, but the power of Condon to circle behind, cover the hips, and get the 2. Wow.
He's letting him go. Back on our feet. Luke Condon wants that smoke. In on a single leg.
Little
Sloan
dive
Swan,
through attempt.
yeah, trying to roll, unsuccessful.
And he's quickly down 4-1. And that's a deep, tight waist by Condon.
He's gonna show us where the Poway ride comes from. Strength, leverage, grit.
A little bit of blood time here on Condon. You know, last year at 170 pounds, Condon took 3rd. And at the lower weight class, Sloan Swan was in the state finals. Last year, he took 2nd. He's trying to gain a little bit of a step up on the podium. He's currently down 4-1 to Condon.
Minute 13 left here in the first.
A little bit of an ill-advised kind of roll underneath, dive underneath from Sloan Swan.
Oh,
and Condon feels very comfortable on his feet. Swan going to go out to the Big 12s in Wyoming. Be a cowboy.
Mark Branch. Shot here by Swan. Good defense by Condon. Swan very much controlling the elbow of Condon here, though.
Poway coach is talking about a bounce here. What they're talking about is getting that hand on that chin and getting a bounce on that front headlock to be able to, not to injure him, but to put his head down on the mat. Because when his head's on the mat, you can reach across, you can cover in the hole, you can ultimately wing over on that left hand.
Exactly.
Circle behind.
Condon doing a great job moving his feet. In on another high C to single.
15 to go.
Circling up to his feet, looking for the crackdown, hooking the bottom leg. If he can pop his head out here.
Good defense by Swan to actually trap the arm. But here comes the defensive.
And it's a fall! Luke Condon gets a defensive fall and is your state champion at 170 pounds with 1 second on the clock.
And Coach Tierpelli's just like, what just happened? Now, again, Swan kind of dove in there. He had his hands locked around the belly. Condon just kept turning, lifted him, put him to his back, and he gets the defensive fall. Your champion, your state champion from Poway, 170 pounds, Luke Condon.
Wow. Wow. That's impressive.
You know, a defensive fall is sometimes there, but in that case, he was flat for a while.
Yeah.
And the referee gave him a little bit of motion. He rocked back across his shoulders, and Luke Condon with a dominant performance over Swan.
So well done.
Lost my paper. It was amazing.
And here I like to see this in the Fountain Valley corner. The Thomas brothers both wrestled at Calvary Chapel and now both coaching at Fountain Valley High School. Both wrestled at Oklahoma.
And Sonny Clean's got a little chip on his shoulder. We kind of talked about it in the pregame. You know, he hasn't wrestled all year. He's in the state finals last year for Palm Desert High School. He's made that move to Canyon Springs. Didn't wrestle early on in the season. And when he came out, they gave him the #1 rank in the state. Well, a little bit of controversy. And Ty Montero and TJ McDonald were ultimately a little bit upset.
Yeah.
Well, they fixed that, and Montero had to wrestle Kling in the semis.
And I mean, here we go. Kling looked incredible against Montero. And here we go. We got Kling in the green ankle band. He's a junior. We got McDonald in the red ankle band. He's a senior. Kling with the 4th ranking, and then McDonald with the 2nd ranking.
And they're going to see plenty of each other, throughout the years. Why? Because, TJ McDonald, all they do is wrestle. And he's going to go to Oregon State. He took 3rd last year.
Chris Pendleton is doing some amazing things over at Oregon State. So McDonald will be in great hands.
Again, Sonny Kling, only a junior. He was in the state finals last year at 195 pounds. Dropped down to 182 this year. We've seen this trend over the few years to have the white singlets in the finals, and Kling with his name across the lower back, McDonald with the valley across. It's great to see the brothers out there coaching, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very cool to see.
Brad Woodbury's out there doing his thing, and Dennis giving the seats up to the brothers to come out and coach McDonald.
And stylish nonetheless as well. Got to respect the style. Thomas Brothers always roll in style. Remember their Calvary Chapel singlets used to have like the Gucci or the Prada, some sort of symbols on it. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And here's still scoreless. 10 seconds left in the first. Both guys just kind of feeling each other out. And choice here will go to McDonald. And he'll defer to Kling. So Kling will start here on bottom. I'm interested to see Kling against McDonald on top. So when he got on top of Montero, I was surprised at how dominant he looked. Montero is no slouch. And that kid's probably stronger than a brick wall. And Kling handled him pretty well. So here, escape for Kling, first point on the board. Hopefully gets to see some action here on their feet.
I remember watching, TJ McDonald at that, that COVID year state finals kind of thing that we had, and he was in the finals. That was at 160 pounds.
Oh, wow. Got a lot bigger from then. Put on some good size for 182s.
Kind of catching our second wind here as the announcer's getting a little bit of a drink of water. We've had some exciting matches.
Oh, yeah.
Nice slide by McDonald.
And Kling with the roll. This is what he did to Montero. It rolled immediately, reversed him immediately, but didn't work here on McDonald.
TJ hit a nice little slide by, a little elbow pass slide.
Very clean.
And now he's in on that 2-on-1.
He's got Kling flat, 35 seconds left here.
Right here in front of us.
And McDonald was wincing a lot. And I was a big top wrestler when I was in high school and college. And man, your forearms are burning. You're trying to hold on to these guys. I feel like it's just from trying to hold on to Kling's wrist that he was kind of struggling.
Get a little bit of an arm pump.
Definitely. Now Kling right up to his feet.
And McDonald gives the escape there. He didn't want to give the stall call. Kling had beat him quickly off the whistle. He recognized that, gives the escape, ties us up at 2. Both wrestlers just happy to go into the second period. In the second period.
Yep. Now we're still tied up at 2. McDonald's choice, he'll choose bottom. Now this is what we're waiting to see. We want to see what Kling looks like on top, because on Montero he looked great. So if he can stop McDonald's first move and get those legs in, it'll be a very interesting match.
Kling runs a tight waist series here. I was just about to say he uses the tight waist to clear the hips for cradles, for bars, and there's the escape for McDonald. In on a shot. A little bit of a boot scoot there by Kling.
Oh, and Kling in great position here, even though he doesn't have his own leg. He's looking, might be looking for a leg cradle here, has a leg over the head. Dives in under the crotches, Kling. McDonald coming underneath. We got a stalemate right there.
It's a great call by the official, in my opinion. Like, let the wrestlers go. You saw that. You let it go for a good 35, 40 seconds.
Now shot by Kling. McDonald stops it.
Kling hit on a single leg, head on the inside. He's in great position here. He's got the head. If he can clear his right foot, there's still no control.
I think he's going to have him dead to rights.
Still no control.
49 seconds left.
TJ's got Kling's bottom leg.
Ooh.
And he gets that leg in, and he gets a 2 takedown to go up 4-3 with 35 to go in the period.
So a reversal here would be devastating for Kling. But an escape would tie it up and possibly give us an overtime match.
And Sonny Kling says nothing about a reversal. I got my boots in. I'm going to get up to a bar half. Both wrestlers look at the clock. Kling sees that he's got 25 to go.
Oh, I think he's going to ride him out here.
You know, he was a state finalist last year. He came up a little bit short. He's got 15 to go here. McDonald with a little bit of a roll attempt. Clears the hips, and he gets the reversal with 9 seconds left. And he's keeping his knees inside the boundary. 5 seconds to go, and we got a 5-4 lead for TJ McDonald. Wow. Kling got a little bit high.
Kling needs to get away, or McDonald's got this.
We got 6 seconds to go. A 5-4 lead for McDonald. He's going to go opposite side. And Kling trying to get a switch position, and he clears the hips, but he's still locked on a single leg, and that's going to do it. Your champion at 182 pounds from Fountain Valley High School, TJ McDonald.
That was some of the most exciting last 20, 30 seconds of a match we could have seen.
You know, we've seen it all day. You got to wrestle the full 6 minutes. And here comes Woodbury, here comes Dennis.
Oh, gotta love Dennis and Woodbury.
McDonald's put in the work. And he gets his hand raised. Wow. You know, Sonny Kling, 2 years in a row, state finalist, comes up short. He had the lead, he gave up the reversal, and then he cleared his hips and almost got the escape. And TJ's in on, locked on that single leg, and he gets his state title.
Just in that last stretch, McDonald did so many crucial things to win himself that title, getting out from bottom and just not giving up that escape. Wow.
Well, the reversal from the bottom, the pressure that he put on him all match long. What a phenomenal match.
We've gotten lucky here, folks. I've had years with some stale finals, a lot of overtimes, low scoring, but man, we have had some fun matches tonight.
We're going to take it up to 195 pounds. NFHS live stream. We're going to wait for the whistle here to start us.
Here we go, 195 pounds. Kobe Merrill in the green ankle band. Robert Platt from Brawley in the red.
You know, a lot of people, the talk around here was that he was not seated very well. You know, Michael Cho does an amazing job. They seated him at 13. Well, he only had 19 matches.
Yeah.
And as a freshman, he's 19-0. He's undefeated. But Kobe Merrill, working out in that Gilroy room. DC's done a great job to mold these young men.
Their parents are crazy for naming them Cody and Kobe.
Well,
But, man, there are some good wrestlers.
Well, they got a good pedigree. You got a state finalist and a state champion, and he's a freshman.
Crazy.
And Robert Platt, like Brawley, San Diego.
Just a qualifier last year.
They haven't had a state finalist in a very long time. You know, Brawley was in the southern section for a very, very long time, and they are so close to that U.S.-Mexico border. And finally, they applied for it, and they got that. They got out of the monster of the southern section, and they got into that San Diego section. And they just produce really solid, strong, hardworking athletes.
Keyword is hardworking. That program works so hard.
And watching Platt come through, you know, he had a phenomenal tournament.
Be interesting to see how Merrill gets by the length of Platt. It's not going to be easy.
You know, I remember Platt last year being in that out bracket kind of situation, and he won a couple matches, and then he got to the quarters and lost, and then he lost his next match after that. You know, he said he's 3-0, gets to the quarters.
And it's tough sliding from the quarters. You get the quarters, you need to win one more. But those blood rounds are dangerous.
It's the nerves. Like, you can be the best wrestler on the planet, but you know, if those nerves get to you,
it'll crush you.
They got the blood cleaned up, and here comes Kobe. I got to make sure I say the B instead of the D. You know, you hear the rumors around the state, but you hear about his brother, and you know whether he had a small little injury or whatever, not being able to make that first qualifying tournament to get here. But the family's still here.
Oh yeah,
the freshmen and the poise. I mean, the poise that you have as a freshman to come up through that room to see Big Brother, you know, taking care of it, and to see the sophomores, the freshmen last year, do extremely well.
And at 195 pounds, I'm sorry, but you're freshman in college making noise, that's one thing. But you're a freshman in high school. He was in middle school last year. Now he's in the state finals at a grown man's weight class.
Yeah, and taking on a phenomenal opponent in Platt.
Platt here looking to return.
Who's had a great tournament.
Now first point on the board goes to Merrill with the escape. Coaching in Brawley's corner right now. Two familiar faces for me from the Brawley team, Sawyer Smith, Anthony Carmona, both state qualifiers.
Carmona had an amazing headlock.
Incredible.
You know, I mean, I remember he would set it up from any side. He'd hit a high C, and next thing you know, here comes a right-handed headlock.
And no insult to him, he had the worst Masters luck. 3 years in a row, losing the match to go to state. And the kid was ranked in state every single one of those years. Finally, his senior year, he pulls it through. But
well, now he's coaching a state finalist in Robert Platt.
Oh, yeah. Can't argue with the credentials on the other side either. Daniel Cormier, just like to call him the two-belt champ.
You know, I was there at the NCAAs when he wrestled Sanderson and unfortunately lost.
Stop aging yourself, Brian. This is enough.
Proud to be a 45-year-old man sitting here talking wrestling.
How cool.
You know, as we go here in a little bit of the old poke in the eye injury time, I do want to thank certain people. You know, I mean, I look at Jeff Kurtz and for him to give us the opportunity and the NFHS network to be able to come out here and it's humbling.
Yes.
It's humbling that not only that you get the opportunity to do it, but they ask you back.
Yes.
And we try to give a product to you guys out there on the live stream that can't make it.
And this is a reward for us. We get to watch the coolest matches right in front.
The best seat.
And do what we love to do.
And we're unobstructed. Like, I mean, the camera can pan. We're not behind the camera. We're off to the side, and we have nothing in front of us. And we get to see this. We get to see a freshman taking on a junior. And now the freshman's had a nice little outside sweep single, and we're in a little bit of a scramble position with 13 left on the clock.
Well, we're still scrambling here. 10 seconds left. I think we're just going to go to stalemate here.
A little bit of a north-south, and there's the stalemate call with 4 seconds.
Kobe showing quite the poise so far for a freshman. Now Platt will choose the bottom position here in the third period, try to even up the score with an escape. Platt right up to his feet, trying to clear those hands. He does.
There's the escape. We're all tied at 1 with Platt. A 13 seed, a 6 seed. 95s was blown up.
Blown up.
You know, everybody talks about March Madness, and for us, we get a little upset because they talk about basketball. Well, our March Madness is wrestling, and we call it a bracket buster. You know, they have it in the basketball tournament where an unseeded, you know, a Cinderella story. Well, Kobe Merrill's not a Cinderella story, and neither is Robert Platt. They've got the credentials all the way through the season. A little elbow post to a single leg.
Great defense by Platt. He has stopped all of Merrill's shots except for this one. But Platt's so long, Merrill on the edge of the mat, and they go out of bounds. Almost for the freshman out of Gilroy.
Under a minute to go in regulation. We're tied at 1.
And here we go, stalling on Platt. 26 seconds left here. No score, we'll go to overtime. Merrill's going to try to keep that from happening. He looks pretty offensive here. But now Platt going on the offense.
You know, Platt's, he's placed at some big tournaments. You know, he took 6 at the Doc B. He won that El Cajon tournament that was really tough this year.
Good old ECI. He needs to be careful with his laces, though. They look like they're peeking out of his shoes.
He was in the state. He was in the finals at La Casa Canyon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime.
Another blood time. And DC's like, get this done. We don't want this guy to rest. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Like, they took that plug, they jammed it up the nose, and they're getting him back to work. We're in an overtime match here. Phenomenal job by the training staff and the medical staff. They took that nose plug and put it up both nostrils. And Platt's in on a shot. He's got a double leg. He's looking to turn the corner, step in the hole, and get his 2, and he gets his state title. Your winner at 195 pounds, the 6th seed, and Brawley gets their state champion. Winner, Robert Platt.
He gets it done.
Wow, what a great overtime. You know, there was a rush there by the medical staff, and they got Covey ready, and Platt countered. Well, not countered. I mean, like, he took advantage of the situation. He got in there. He got in on a shot. He turned the corner, and your champion at 195 pounds from Brawley, Robert Platt.
Shout out to head coach from Brawley, Coach Leone. Congratulations, state champion. How impressive. Wow.
You know, you live streamers on NFHS, we're getting a thumbs up from the training staff and the trainers here. They heard our call. They looked over and was like, hey, we're just doing our job. Well, sometimes you got to get praised on your job. And back to a Buchanan boy.
That matchup we were talking up earlier, the difference in height. Sahakian looks like an NFL tight end. Cannon Campbell, short and strong.
You know, we watched Sahakian last year take 3rd at 220 pounds, and he's put on size. You know, he was an undersized 220-pounder last year, took third. Now he's currently ranked number 1 in the state. And he has a massive height difference.
So here we go, Nicholas Sahakian, number 1 seed in the green ankle band from St. John Bosco, taking on Cannon Campbell, your number 3 ranked wrestler out of Buchanan. He'll be in the red ankle band. Campbell is senior, Sahakian a sophomore. Seen a lot of underclassmen here in these finals.
You know, I got to watch Sahakian at the Doc B, and, you know, he lost to the out-of-state, the Oregon kid. But other than that, a flawless record.
Oh, and great defense there by Campbell. Shakes Sahakian off.
Well, you guys answered us. You know, those of you guys been watching the live stream on NFHS, we asked a little bit, you know, sometimes we feel that our volume's good, and we got a little bit of a text saying the volume was low. So then we just get a text from another buddy who says, hey, you know what? You guys sound good. Volume's up. He didn't say we're doing a good job, but he said the volume was good.
Yeah,
don't mistake the two, right?
Don't get ahead of yourselves. But here we go, scoreless, 10 seconds left, and Sahakian trying to put a score on the board, but man, that defense from Campbell's been serious. So scoreless first period here at 220 pounds.
And we got another little bit of a blood time here from Sahakian.
Don't forget, once after the heavyweights, we still got 106, 113, and 120.
I can't wait to see Quintero and Cortez.
Oh man.
You know, technically 2 underclassmen with the junior and the sophomore. You know, St. John Bosco's had that connection, you know, with some of the foreign guys and the families. In Valencia, you look at Sahakian, they got Grigor.
I love Grigor.
He's just
so impressive.
He's had a good tournament himself. But to see the advancement of St. John Bosco, you know, in the southern section, for such a small school, you know, they put out great talent.
Choice here will go to Sahakian. He'll choose bottom.
You know, Ken Campbell, senior. He's a folk style guy. You know, he was out there. He took 4th at the high school nationals.
Oh, Campbell letting him go here.
That's more of the I don't want to get dung for stalling.
Yes.
You know,
smart. It's a smart choice.
I'm not sure dung's a word, but dinged. And so Sahakian's hit on a shot. Don't tell anybody what my day job is. And Sahakian trying to get that leg free. Cannon Campbell standing on the reverse leg ride with his hand.
Oh, Sahakian going to the other side. Not sure why.
Well, you're in a scramble position here. And there's a stalemate call.
Even Ruben Valencia said he was going the wrong way. I was wondering why he jumped over the top. It felt like he wanted to kind of throw in a half with his leg or something.
That's where Sahakian looks at Coach Valencia and says, hey, you know, I'm in the state finals, but I'm only a sophomore. You know, we got some coaching to do. And there's the stall call on Ken Campbell. Buchanan coaches are not happy with that. Sahakian digging that underhook, and there's that pick. Oh, and a left-handed headlock by Cannon.
Ooh, that's a slip though, right?
Yeah, I would go old school freestyle, but Sahakian had the underhook, and he tried that almost blocked single, the underhook to the single leg, but he kept the underhook. His head was exposed, and he's so tall. Campbell throws that right-handed headlock.
I respect that.
Left-handed headlock.
Yep.
It's a moot point. Why? It's 3-0 for Sahakian, and we're out of bounds. We got a little bit more blood on Campbell. We talked about it in an earlier match, but you know, we get a little bit of a break right now, and you look up and you just see a full house.
Yeah.
You know, the suites are packed on the bottom, the suites are packed on the top. As you look at, you know, across from us and ultimately behind us, it's
every year.
It's so good to see this tournament. You know, COVID played a role in a lot of state tournaments across the board. But California shut down.
Yep.
And it took a while to get back. But 2 years later, you know, we're back. We're at a packed house, and we're here at the 220-pound state finals with a 3-0 lead for Sahakian.
Sahakian going to finish this period on top. Campbell get a choice, wants to start up on his feet.
I can't understand that. You know, speaking two different languages, you know, sometimes we hear things from the coaches and what they're asking them to do. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was being said, but immediately what was being said, action took place right after it.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'd be impressed if Ruben Valencia was able to learn those other languages just to keep up with some of his athletes. I mean, Campbell's really got to get something going here. Drawing closer on a minute left, trailing by 3. Sahakian looking in good position to become a sophomore state champ.
Something about Buchanan, you know, not only they're well coached, but they've been in the moment. And I was just about to say, they never say die. You know, I mean, even though that Campbell's got Fear God tattooed across on his thighs. Love it. Oh, and there's a nice pick by Sahakian.
Wow.
Campbell got caught with his flat feet. Sahakian recognized it, and he used that height and length to his advantage. He reached down, put his hand behind the ankle, got that pick, and gets the takedown, and goes up 5-0 with under 30 to go in the period.
Nail in the coffin right there.
Well, we said that before, and next thing you know, not going to put a nail in here yet. There's 20 seconds left, and there's the escape. He's already thrown a right-handed headlock or a left-handed headlock. I don't remember. Campbell got 10 seconds left.
Can he do it?
Looking for a little inside trip. Not going to happen here.
And Nicholas Sahakian does it. Sophomore from St. John Bosco is your state champion at 220 pounds. How impressive is that? And great run from Campbell, making the finals as a 3 seed. Looked great in the semifinals. But Sahakian on another level here.
All round off backhand spring.
Wow.
Did you see the new Gable?
Wow.
Round off backhand spring for a big boy, 220.
Wow, I felt the floor shake a little bit after
Those
that
of you
one.
on the live stream NFHS, no one's going to get that but you. Why? Because the video clips on the archive. So
wow. It
starts when the whistle blows and it ends when they finalize the match. So the only people who got to see that are the live streamers on NFHS, and that's why you have that sub. That's why you pay the money, and that's why you get to watch the state finals live.
It's worth it, man.
That was in the hype. That was Gable doing his thing, and he's like, maybe I'll be the new Gable.
Soon we'll see him on Venice Beach jumping over people for cash on the streets.
And from one big man to another.
Here's what you were talking about earlier, Mr. Undefeated.
My guy, Daniel Herrera, is not only a specimen, he's unbelievably humble. You know, he was there filling out his championship state finalist award thing, you know, that says, hey, here's my record. And they asked him, there's like, well, what's your state ranking? And he's like, I don't know. But here, let me put this down. I've never lost a high school match. Never.
Crazy.
You know, he's 68-0 or 69-0.
And I'm going to tell you, I saw his opponent,
Hinojosa.
Hinojosa,
Oh my gosh.
earlier before the semifinals. Talented wrestler, but I got to tell you, he looks like he is just over everything. This kid looks like he's ready to fall asleep. Got a little smile on his face now, though, just calm as ever.
But again, that's not a negative connotation.
No, not at all.
Talking about falling asleep. He has this calm demeanor about him. It's confidently calm.
Yes.
Confidently calm, but like, I can't stress enough.
No, it's impressive. And so here we go, Daniel Herrera, your number 1 seed, taking on number 6, Sam Hinojosa, out of Stagg High School. In the Sac Joaquin section. Nice snap down here by Herrera. He's looking to get to work quick.
You know, one of the things about Herrera, you know, everybody loves his nickname. It's Peanut. He's going to Iowa State. Iowa State has recruited heavily out here in California. Yep. They got the 2 Temecula State champs last year, obviously with Perriman and MJ Gaitan, and now they've got a junior getting ready to come on out there.
And I could see Brett Metcalf and Derek St. John watching in the background. Very happy with their decision. You know, my wife was sitting by them earlier and had no idea.
You know, St. John came out to a wrestling camp, and I was able to work that, and he's just such a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Respectful. Well, he's going to get that same good guy in Peanut.
Yep.
You know, Herrera, the returning state champion. Last year, he pinned his way through the entire tournament. This year, he's got 3 falls. In the semis, he didn't get a fall. And everybody was looking and saying, hey, you know, what's wrong with Peanut? He didn't get a fall. Well, his opponent was tough. And now he's got another tough opponent here. Hinojosa stays square. You know, you had mentioned that he looks like he's asleep. And again, that's no negative connotation on him whatsoever.
No.
Hinojosa has this calm demeanor. And there's Peanut in on a single leg. Herrera trying to switch off to the double leg, but fought off nicely by Hinojosa.
I respect the calmness before matches. A lot of guys try to get hyped. A lot of guys look nervous. He just looks like it's another day. And really putting up a good fight on his feet is Hinojosa.
You know, that San Joaquin section, doing their thing, having a good time. You know, Hinojosa's state finalist. The rematch upon rematches. Last year was a quick match.
Your choice for...
Herrera got the fall early in that match last year, if you remember. Very familiar with each other, obviously.
And Herrera gets choice here, but he deferred. So then Hinojosa decided to start in the bottom position.
You know, Hinojosa did not have a semifinal match.
Correct.
You know, Lamone of Clovis, whether it was injury default or what, you know, I wasn't able to talk to Schaefer or to Tierpelli, but here's Herrera using a wrong way wing, and Hinojosa gets the escape.
Ties
tied
it
too.
Wow.
You know, Herrera trying to be a 2-time state champ. You know, I look at guys, you know, I've looked up to certain people in my day. You know, I look back to a Ryan Kane of Temecula, a 2-time state champ. And that was a big thing. You know, you started seeing the progression into a 3-time state champ. And then you get the 4-timers. And COVID kind of plays a role in this, but Herrera looking to get a second title here.
Yeah.
And Hinojosa, being in the state finals last year and losing that, and look, they're staring at each other. Like, just stood up, a super calmness to him. Almost like a respect issue.
Yeah,
Like, they looked at each
definitely.
other like, hey, we're still battling. Oh, and there's the underhook slide to the single leg. And Hinojosa just stays square.
He does such a good job.
I'm trying to remember that match from last year. If I'm not mistaken, it was a takedown to his back.
Wow.
Right? Like, I truly don't remember.
Yeah, I'm a little foggy there too. Anyone wants to text us and remind us, feel free.
The focus on Hinojosa's face. We got 15 to go. We're tied at 2.
Oh, and
A little drop single.
Hinojosa's looking good. Counterattacking. He's really pushing Herrera here. Oh, he might be struggling here.
Sorry, we're quiet because we're trying to listen. Herrera's got that finger taped, but it looked like he was pointing out his index finger. And who knows? I talked to him earlier today. He didn't sound sick or anything like
Yeah.
that, but I don't think he's doing it to catch a breather. But you look at Hinojosa, like, he's sitting there, he's calm,
Focused.
He's got that breath, got the breathing under control, and he's on top. As we start the third, tied at 2. All of 285 pounds with a double crab ride here. And Hinojosa putting a lot of weight on that shoulder. And he's trying to rip out that bar. And there's the stall call on Herrera. Now Herrera's just got to stand up here. Hinojosa's way out in front.
Yeah, great pressure. Reminds me of the Neville's brothers, how they used to put pressure on top.
And there it is. Hinojosa got a little bit too far forward. Herrera comes out the back. He's got a 3-2 lead with 1:15 to go in the period.
Undefeated streak on the line. But if you think about it, every match is his undefeated streak on the line. Nice snap down there by Herrera.
Just don't tell that to Sanderson.
159-0.
Kayla, if you're listening, send me an email. My apologies to you.
I mean, what that man did in college.
He did, and then look
won
at
the
Hinojosa
Olympics, and then what he's doing right now at Penn State. Unbelievable.
Dominant. Not only a great recruiter, but a phenomenal. Again, Herrera's got to be careful here. He's been warned for stalling.
Yep. 1 point will send this in overtime. 26 seconds left.
And it does look like Herrera doesn't have much left in the tank here.
So Hinojosa needs to really push the pace here.
15 to go.
And back Herrera up.
Sergio Cortez, the referee here on the call.
10 seconds
10
left.
seconds to go.
I don't know if he calls this.
Herrera stays
Unless it's obvious, and it's not.
1 second to go, and there it's going to do it. Your 2-time state champion from Palm Desert High School, Daniel Herrera.
And still undefeated.
Both these guys are just gassed. I mean, they're all of 285 pounds, both those guys. And the respect issue. Look at Hinojosa. Comes over, shakes hands. Talk about victory with honor. Talk about losing with honor. And he was saying, I don't care. I don't care if I win or lose. I love my family. I'm here. I love my coaches.
You gotta love that kid's attitude, man.
And everybody, he's just such an amazing human being. Well, you'd mentioned that he had that focus that where he looked like he was asleep. Well, he is not asleep now.
No. He's a character, man. I like him.
He is, and he's not being disrespectful to Herrera here. He's not saying, hey, I won that match. He's just saying thank you to the crowd.
Yep.
I don't care if I win or lose. I don't care if it's a stall call. I'm wrestling. I love this sport. I love my family. You didn't see it on the camera, but he had his hands up in the air to the crowd. It was amazing. And here we come with the freshman.
Here we go with the 106-pounders. This is just going to look different after what we just saw. And here we go. 106 pounds, Rockland Zinklin out of Buchanan. Clarence Moore out of Branham. Zinkin, your number 1 seed. Moore, your 6th seed.
And he's got a great tournament. You know, he knocked off the 3, and then he knocked off the 2 in Klein.
He looked great this tournament.
Zinkin, phenom. You know, freshman phenom. He's won it all. Done his thing.
This could put him on the path to becoming a 4-timer.
You know, he lost to Thunder Lewis at that Central 1 kind of situation. Hometown, you know, they wrestled each other in the duel. That was a fun duel to call. Oh
sure.
My goodness, man. Buchanan, Clovis.
They put on a show every year.
They do. This year's theme was Top Gun. Buchanan came out in flight jackets, no joke.
How cool is that?
Moore's had a phenomenal tournament. He looked great in the semis. You were on that call.
It seemed like it was a back and forth with him and Klein, but he just took over. Love Klein, San Diego boy. But man, Moore looks fantastic, and now representing Branham. Used to be at Gilroy High School.
You're talking Clarence Moore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, I'm wondering if it comes down to the size difference here. We have yet to see. Nice shot there from Zinkin. Barely gets in on it, but able to bring it up.
Look at the defense some more. And you youngsters out there, zoom in. He's got the arm trapped. Yep. When you're in the Iranian position, you want to trap that arm. Why? Because Zinkin can't do anything here. If he goes high, he's going to get hip heist out of it, and he's going to get controlled on top. A great technique from Moore. As I say that, look, he still got it.
Well, he got his arm free, and with not enough time left, but that Zinkin had to get his arm free there. So Zinkin will get choice here. He'll choose the bottom position, still scoreless here in the second period. Moore on top, locks up a cradle.
He does have it
locked.
Took it back.
He's got Zinkin in trouble.
Moore got the freshman on his back. He's got him in a cradle. He's got his near fall. Now he's looking to get a fall to become a state champion. And a great job by Zinkin to clear those hands.
Wow.
And here comes that scramble from Zinkin.
He's looking to almost get on top. Great leg ride there by Moore.
He used the leg ride to climb his hips. You know, you kind of want to see a high thigh there. Instead, he vine rided, and now he's on that over leg, and he's looking for a guillotine on the far side. And look at the wincing on Rockland's face.
So you say guillotine like me. Some people say guillotine.
You know, guillotine, guillotine, tomato, tomato.
Who does say tomato?
I don't know.
Clarence Moore looking tough on top here.
You know, Zinkin stepped up, and when he stepped up, he didn't clear his head, and bam, here's that cradle. And look at the height difference. You know, Rockland Zinkin is a very tall 106-pounder.
Oh, yeah.
And Moore's got him by at least 3 inches. He's long. I hate to say the word gangly because his arms are kind of longer than his torso. Doing a great job controlling the hips. Clarence Moore has had a phenomenal tournament, and we're seeing it here in the finals.
Zinkin looking
attempt.
for a roll. Able to get up to his feet, which is good. Now Moore trying to bring him out of bounds. Drops down to a leg. Buchanan coach is looking for a stalling call there, but not entertained by the ref.
Well, you got two studs right over there. Troy Tierpelli.
Gabe Flores.
Flores.
Both Illinois, correct?
Uh-huh.
Illinois alumni.
Clovis and Buchanan. Wrestles at Clovis, coaches at Buchanan. His brothers are 3 miles apart from him.
Yep.
And Zinkin still trying to come out here. Whizzer from Moore. They're asking for loss of control.
Oh, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't give it to him, but maybe because his arm was trapped.
You know, you got the two best officials right here. You know, you got
agree.
Randy Hartman.
Randy Hartman's face might look familiar. Seen him in almost every heavyweight NCAA final in the past 20 years.
And actually, I think he hasn't been there the last 3 years.
He hasn't.
I think so. I think he's ultimately stopped coach or refereeing. Oh, and there's a nice little hip heist. Great defense there by Moore.
High hips wins here.
Watch that arm. And there's the high hip to get the
he does it.
And very smart by Zinkin. He knew that the time was there. He knew the time was ending. And instead of trying to circle behind, he cleared his hips and got the one. And he's immediately going to go and put him neutral.
Smart call. Smart call. And I've been saying this the whole time.
Look at Gabe Flores. He's saying, hey, put him on his feet. You got to get in motion. You got to get the 3 takedowns.
What else are you going to do? You're just going to ride him out being down by 2?
And there's the first takedown possibly. In on a single leg and a dive roll.
And Moore should not do that.
But he's okay. He's not in danger there. He's got a 3-point lead. He's in the gator roll.
Zinkin looking good here.
Looking for a Merkel if he clears right hand.
Oh, and he almost gives up a takedown there.
Quick stalemate here.
Just wasn't able to finish up his
stalemate.
offense there.
He blew him out of bounds instead. Same difference.
Minute 30, trailing by 3 is Zinkin. Moore looking sturdy out there.
Down by 3. He's going to need 2 takedowns. Inside slide attempt. And Moore, he gets a takedown and he's getting swipes. Hey, can he get the fall?
He does.
He gets the fall.
He does! Clarence Moore does it! Number 6 seed out of Branham, your state champion at 106 pounds.
And there you go, another standing 8. Look, he goes number 1. He took out the 3 seed. He took out the 2 seed. He took out the 1 seed. Your champion at 106 pounds, the senior, Clarence Moore.
And Clarence Moore looks at him and says, I'm number 1. That's gritty right there.
The crowd might not like it, but he's a confident human being. And now he's got the swagger. And he puts up that number 1. What a phenomenal tournament. Wow. Clarence Moore doing work as a 6 seed. And he's climbing up into the crowd. He goes over the barrier. And he's coming in, and there's a huge hug by his dad.
Gotta love that.
What a phenomenal tournament by Clarence Moore.
I think Mom's running down right now.
So good to see that.
That was some stuff.
You know, it was right from the beginning. Wow.
Got a good one here, folks.
And here's Ronnie Ramirez. You know, he was a 106-pound last year, state finalist, took 2nd. His opponent, Antonio Rodriguez, a freshman from Los Gatos.
And being on the call for Rodriguez's semifinal match, got to watch just the way he moves on his feet and is very, very impressive. Especially for a freshman. Currently ranked number 3 in the state. Ronnie Ramirez ranked 1st.
You know, they wrestled out there at that TOC up in Reno.
Nice shot here by Ramirez. As he comes, picks it up, finishes. Quick 2.
Ramirez dominated him out there at the Reno TOC. He beat him 9-3.
Wow.
Now they're here in the state finals. You know, Ronnie Ramirez won that TOC.
That was the one where Aiden Valencia won the college tournament.
Yeah.
Just shout out to Aiden Valencia. A lot of wrestlers have tough times, and we all bounce back. So for all the wrestlers that had issues this tournament, we all wish them the best. We just want to see them out on the mat. But here, Ronnie Ramirez looking for some excellent mat returns. Gets Rodriguez flat on his belly.
You know, Ramirez's match last year against Quintero. We're going to see Quintero here next. But what a phenomenal match.
Yeah. Ramirez will head into the second period. The 2-0 lead.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
You know, we get kind of wrapped up here in the guys' side. I'm looking over. Are the girls done?
Yeah,
Did they finish?
they did.
So now the spotlight's all just here on the guys?
Yep. Too much blood time.
Well, we've had a lot of overtimes. We've had a lot of close matches.
Ramirez here starting the second period on top. Looking for a nice mat return here. Rodriguez able to get away, though. Now just trailing by 1.
Again, I resort back to the I've been here before. Ronnie Ramirez here in the finals last year, going wrong way on this.
Rodriguez able to come up. Iranian.
And I can't see, does Ramirez have that arm
He
trapped
does,
again?
he does.
Again, there's that technique. You're seeing it taught. It's great. You grasp around the body. You don't put yourself in danger. And Rodriguez can't get his arm.
Can't do anything.
Can't get his arm free. And you're hoping for a stalemate call in that top position. You know, you're being lifted in the Iranian. You've got that arm, and here comes that arm pump you talked about a little bit earlier. Those forearms get a little bit tired.
Oh, yeah.
This referee's letting this go a long time, and there's the stalemate. Great technique by Ronnie Ramirez. I love his singlet. He's got that state
It looks
championship
cool.
patch. Is he trying to foreshadow a little bit? You know, not only be a state qualifier, but be a state champ.
.40 seconds left here in the second. So far, Rodriguez hasn't really been able to get too deep on Ramirez's feet.
Yeah, but we're still in a 2-1 match here in the you know, with 30 seconds to go in the second period.
Man, too much. Ramirez is
go
too
behind
much.
by Ramirez. He's got to get a mat return to get the 2. And there's the pressure. Hands are on the mat. Gets the 2 takedown and goes up 4-1. Right into a spiral ride. Look at that inside pick. That was beautiful by Rodriguez. Can he finish it?
Wow. He's trying to turn his hips. He's trying. Reaching for the head here.
Time ran out on him. It was a beautiful little inside pick. He's in the bottom position. He steps over that with the leg and bumps his hips into him, puts Ronnie Ramirez on his hip. He couldn't finish it, though. We're neutral to start the third. I lied. Actually, Rodriguez put Ramirez up. So 5-1 lead. It's weird not to hear the crowd noise over on the girls' mat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which is, nice little another slide by attempt. Successful attempt by Ramirez. It's setting it up for 120 pounds now, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Quintero, returning state champ. The Isaiahs.
The Isaiahs. That's what we're calling it.
But we're not there yet. We're here with Ronnie Ramirez and Antonio Rodriguez.
Rodriguez just trying to get away here. 6-point deficit now down to 5. And he's in on a shot. Coming up again, getting his arm trapped. We'll see if he can battle out of that. But great defense by Ramirez. Almost puts himself in trouble. Now Rodriguez almost behind, but
But he's over on the single leg, and then he hits a crackdown.
oh, wow.
trying to high hips wins. Great job by Ronnie Ramirez, just a savvy vet on the mat. He was in that Iranian position, got sat to his hip. He reaches over the top on the outside of the single leg, puts the pressure down, locks his hands, gets the crackdown, and gets the takedown. Great technique. Cradle. I thought he was going to go for that near side cradle.
Now 7-point lead again for Ramirez.
35, 39 to go.
Might be looking to get some bonus points here. And really just gives Rodriguez nowhere to breathe.
There's a hush over the crowd, and it's kind of eerie. Ronnie Ramirez doing his thing. He's up 9-2. He's got 25 to go. State finalist last year, losing to Quintero. Now, it's his turn. He's at 113 pounds. He's got a 7-point lead. 10 seconds to go in the match. Rodriguez still fighting to the end. The crowd's starting to recognize what's about to happen, and we get the clapping going on. Your champion and the state champion from Walnut High School. Last year he took second place as a finalist. This year he's the champion. Your winner at 113 pounds, Ronnie Ramirez.
Ronnie Ramirez.
Down to one, Oren.
Dominant.
Down to one.
Down to one. I felt like that was quick. We flew through some of these.
Well, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah. But a good amount of pins. A few pins.
Defensive falls.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. State finals. Wow. But I'm excited for this one.
Live streamers, thank you so much for staying with us the whole time. NFHS, thank you so much for having us out. We're going to try to hold the broadcast at the very end to thank a couple people. We got our last matchup. You know, last year's final match was nearly a 20-minute protest.
Yeah.
18-minute. Our returning state champion against the upcoming sophomore. Twins. I mean, I know they're twins, but they just look so much alike.
Yeah, it just kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Again, twins. I sound redundant and kind of stupid, but when you look at their face, they have the same poise. They have the same body structure. Of course, they're twins, but it's canny. It's like, didn't you just wrestle?
And here we go. Final match of the night. Isaiah Cortez, Isaiah Quintero.
Returning state champion for Quintero.
Cortez in the green ankle band, Quintero in the red.
Cortez took third last year at 106 pounds. Cortez has been dominant all year long.
He's undefeated.
He ran through Reno TOC. He ran through the Doc B. You know, Quintero had a little bit of a tough tournament there at the Doc B. He took third. He lost to Zinkin of Clovis, Nakade.
Yeah.
And that was at the Doc B. And Nakade beat him pretty good, beat him 6-1. But he's the state champ. And to be the state champ, Cortez is going to have to knock off the state champ.
Man, bouncing the head a few times on that mat.
We saw that in that earlier match with I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
DC was talking about it. It was another Gilroy kid. It wasn't Cortez. Was it Zepeda?
I think it was Zepeda.
You know, they're not being malicious. They're not trying to pound the head. They're trying to bounce it to get that separation.
Nice snap down by Cortez.
Coach Lawson over there. Longtime coach at El Dorado.
Oh, yeah. Cal State Bakersfield alumni, I believe.
Yeah. Quintero on his feet. Level change in motion. for coaches as well, you know, it's such an honor to coach your kids in the state finals. You know, Steve Lawson out there, being able to coach Quintero for 2 years in a row.
Oh, yeah. Well, eye poke on Cortez. He gets choice. He chooses the bottom position.
Lawson looks at Quintero with that eye poke and says, not very good.
So Quintero goes straight to the ankle. He got a little potentially dangerous on that ankle pull.
Well, great job by the official saying, hey, you know, he wasn't malicious, but he said,
Yep.
hey, that's your warning. You cannot do that. Next time it's probably going to be a penalty. Head lever to the single leg.
Nice mat return there.
Controlling the hands for Cortez there. That was the key.
Yep.
He didn't have it in the beginning. A mat return by Quintero. Control that outside hand on the wrist. Gets the escape. Takes a 1-0 lead. And Cortez is in that drop knee. You see that a lot. They try to level change. And he does both knees here because they love that front headlock here. He's deep. Again, there's that bouncing technique. What that does is that gives that separation. But Cortez is a little bit too deep on that hand.
He's on way too tight.
He's got to have that hand on that chin. You can see it from this angle. Quintero's controlling that elbow, and that's why Cortez is hitting that bounce technique. Again, he's not trying to be, we talked about it all night long. He's trying to clear that. Well, he's got to start with that hand on the chin instead of get that elbow too deep.
Had a coach used to tell me dinosaur arms, T-Rex arms. I want to keep those arms shallow so you don't get your elbow trapped.
And then right back to the drop knee for Cortez.
Man, I think I just saw sweat drip off of Quintero's face.
Well, he's in the state finals, bro. 20 to go.
It's still very even on our feet.
You know, many people see it and they see it as a 1-0 and they see it boring. I see it as a great little matchup here. Styles, they go head-to-head and they kind of clash sometimes. In this case, we're at a 1-0 lead for Cortez with Quintero in the bottom position. Looking to tie it up here with escape.
Man, Cortez looks good on top. Really going side to side. Quintero kind of stuck on bottom here, minute 39 left. Trailing by 1.
Look at that base defense, though. He's spreading out. You know, the spiral half has been working for Cortez, and Quintero doesn't want to give up the wing. So he's extending his arms. And he hip heisted, but it was too out of bounds. And Coach Lawson says, do that inbound.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, Captain Obvious. Come on, Coach. Trying to go back-to-back here.
1:19 here left.
Down by 1. And there it is, inbounds this time. His head's underneath that single, trying to get his head high. We've seen a couple defensive falls today.
Cortez could be in trouble here.
Quintero trying to clear that hand, trying to clear that bottom leg. He's got to step over the top of it. Plenty of scramble position here. Got plenty of time. 50 seconds. Still no.
He's looking
Here's
for that
another defensive fall.
We might end the night on 1. Cortez ain't going to let that happen,
And
though.
Quintero still's got to get the control.
He still hasn't gotten away. 39 seconds left.
Cortez still controlling that ankle. If Quintero can pull that ankle out, he's trying to get the bounce into defensive fall.
He's looking for it. Cortez could be in trouble here.
Got 25 to go.
This is dangerous.
Quintero sees it.
And Quintero still hasn't gotten the escape.
No, but there's 15 seconds to go. Cortez still controlling that ankle. He's got to clear that foot. Still
He's
no
got to
points.
get away.
5 seconds to go.
Quintero's got to get away.
He's not going to do it. He takes out the defending state champion with a scramble at the end. Your winner at 120 pounds from Gilroy High School, the sophomore, Isaiah Cortez.
Wow. And I just have to say, being the coach there, you gotta tell your wrestler to kick out. Great job for the sophomore out of Gilroy. Another champion.
You know, and that's that catch-22 is Quintero. Quintero's trying to get the fall there. You know, Cortez doing a great